So that was the old story when the first red flag went up on Joel Osteen, when he said he was going to welcome all these refugees into his church so they could escape the elements of the hurricane. That didn't happen. He forgot. Maybe he just didn't give him the code on his ring lock. Maybe he just forgot. Maybe he was like, oh, yeah, by the way, I forgot to give you the code. But he didn't let him in. And this story, I think this might be one of my favorite pieces of news I've read in a long time. So here's the deal. The Lord has lifted Joel Osteen up so much that you can see it in his face. You lift me up. What is that? Joel Osteen is a billionaire. Ned Flanders and the heat is catching up to him.
I think he's meaning he got Botox or some sort.
Oh, right. Osteen drives a Lamborghini because he's for Rome. I bet Joel fucks pieces with cash like that. Joel misses banging rails off strippers' asses in his Rari.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's definitely happened.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy from the 80s who just has a Rari. So what happened here is, I don't know exactly how long ago. I think it was 2014. There was a massive theft that was reported at one of his, I just like that they call them mega churches. It's like these kids are crushing it so good that they sell out stadiums. They are the like Kevin Hart of preachers.
Yeah.
If you think about it, there's probably like an open mic scene, like local churches, like a little tiny shack where some dude's preaching. Like, man, have you heard this kid? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know why he didn't make it, man. Like, he's got good stuff. But, a lot of it's timing, a lot of it's politics. And then you got these guys that just break through and they just sell out arenas. And a lot of them tour too, like comics, which is hilarious. But it's funny because they're really just doing somebody else's material. It's like, come on, man, write your own shit.
Yeah.
So Joel Osteen reported this theft in 2014. And it was what, 600K, I believe, or close to $1 million was reported stolen from the church. Now, as you know, if you want to make some real money in this country, okay, hats off to Joel Osteen. If you want to make some real money, a lot of people like to cut down on the government's cut of their money by moving to Florida or moving to Texas to avoid state taxes. But is there anything more business friendly than the inside of a church? It's tax-free fucking dollars. It's like Texas on steroids. Amazon, why don't you open up your factories inside Joel Osteen's house?
Yeah.
Just call your company a religion and you will be not taxed. This shit has to fucking end. Creflo Dollar is driving around in the fucking Baltimore Orioles plane. I mean, these guys are hilarious. Do you remember when that guy got caught? There's another one. We got to pull up we'll pull it up after we talk about it. But one guy got caught and then he got interviewed by the woman and she's like, and it was like a crazy, I can't remember his name. But I mean, these guys are in like $1,000 network TV suits. They fly around in private planes. I think Creflo Dollar said the Lord moved him to get his private plane because he needed to better serve God by getting around quicker, and he wanted to avoid the lines at the airport or something.
Yeah, he had to spread the word.
He had to spread the word, and nothing can facilitate you into spreading the word more efficiently than just,
Just leave it a carbon footprint.
just skipping the lines. Yeah. That'd be funny if he was like, I understand why a lot of the parishioners might be a little concerned that I spend a lot of their donations. Churches 100% donation based on the goodwill of their patrons or parishioners, they call them, because they're not patrons. It's not a business. It's not a business. It's not a hope store. It's not a hope store where you're putting money into the basket to buy a little hope. It's not what it is. It is the house of God.
Did he go to jail, Creflo Dollar?
I assume he did at some point.
I think he did.
Yeah, and if that's not a kid you're going to find in the Bellagio fucking casino sniffing coke off a tit, I don't know who is. You could see it in his eyes. Yeah. And then there was the other guy, Creflo Dollar, and then the other guy. Yeah, so Creflo Dollar, I remember he got caught with the plane. Look at his own personal plane. It's hilarious when you read the Bible and it's like, be humble, a rich man can't get into heaven. And then you go to any church, like the Pope or the Archbishop is in like a gold robe on an absolute Italian marble altar, and you're drinking your communion out of like a 24-karat gold gauntlet. And then you see Creflo Dollar, and he's like flying around in a Michael Jordan Nike plane. And you're going, something doesn't make sense here. That's Tammy Faye Baker. That was when they got caught way back in the day.
These are the OGs.
These were the OGs, my friend. This was like the Richard Pryors for the Creflo Dollars.
Yeah.
These guys paved the way. He doesn't remember because he wasn't alive yet, but it was Tammy Faye Baker, and what was his name? What was his name? And he cried?
Yeah.
What did he get caught? He got caught with a hooker or stealing money or?
Jim Baker.
Jim Baker and Tammy Faye.